Hello, everybody. Welcome to I think it's a first video that I do in English. I mean, to be honest, I've only done like one video other for this project. But hey, it's a video, and just well, right now, welcome to Mexico Extremo. It's a mod that we've been working on here. It's me, Raul Martinez, and my good friend here, Blum Torres. Um, and really, what I'm just doing is just a bunch of bug testing because we are going to be releasing this map very soon. And so, want to make sure that we don't release with all those bugs we did the first time. You probably know if you played the first version what I'm talking about, right? So, just to give a little bit of insight what's going on here, we originally released the state of Zacatecas in Mexico. This little area right here, city of Zacatecas, Fresnillo, Concepcion del Oro. Durango was also part of it, but it was only like the southern part that we kind of redid, and the city of Mazatlan, which is down here south of the state of Culiacan. This new update that's coming up, we do call it the Aguascalientes update, but if you notice, this little bit of a state is Aguascalientes. So honestly, that's not much. We're releasing this area down here. I believe this also is part of the update, this area over here. This actually goes into the big city called San Luis Potosí. And we redid this whole stretch right here. This area from Mazatlan up to Culiacan, Tamazula, Cozalá, this area is also brand new. It wasn't in there. I mean, it already existed under Viva Mexico, but we kind of redid it. And also these roads up here in the north of Durango. Gomez Palacio was redid as well, and a little bit heading into the state of Chihuahua, which is the state that's going to connect over to New Mexico over here and Texas. Yes, more on that coming soon. So right now, I'm just gonna start here in Guanaceví. Gonna take some nice little windy roads, and let's kind of move on then. All right. Oh no, why am I doing that? I always do bad things here. Hold on. All right, so let's get a move on then. So as I mentioned earlier, ooh, there's. Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. Well, that's hold on. Now I'm gonna, just I actually take screenshots like that, and that's how we start. See, there's one right there. All right, so we gotta fix this whole area. I admit, I haven't been here in a while. We actually started doing this section like almost immediately after we released the Zacatecas, so I'm not a bit surprised to see those little details there. And I admit that Evelyn, by the way, is the one that's been doing the majority of this stuff. I'm more of a details kind of guy. He does go a little fast. Well, he did a lot way before. He's gotten a lot better at that now too. So honestly, those kind of details are the ones we need to start. We have been trying to get our act together, make sure that we release the map as beautifully as possible, as well as done, and all that stuff. Because I know that a lot of people, enjoy it. So I want to try to make sure it's cool, Of course, we kind of enjoy it more because of the mapping side more than even playing. It's really cool. Both Evelyn and I have a history of we played like Sim City and all that stuff, and even before I knew him, and I also had a big project in Minecraft that was probably the most realistic city that there ever was. There, well, then some other people were inspired and did even better stuff. Of course, that was great, but anyway. So I mean, when we started with the whole map editor on ATS and ETS too, to us it was honestly like just creating the fact of creating these wonderful worlds and so forth. So it's kind of our little background there. All right, let's take a look here. Ooh, coming in a little fast there, Raul. Calm down. I really want track IR. I need that. I took down the sign. I'm not a very good driver. I'm sorry. Oh, and I turned on that. Oh no, wrong button. There it is. I had the engine brakes on. But anyway, here we are on the main route from Guanaceví in northern Durango, heading south towards the capital of Durango, which is named Durango. A lot of these areas are heavily wooded, and you know, one of the cool things about Mexico, I think, and over the years that I've been able to travel around the country as well, I've noticed is how it's so diverse depending on the elevation you're at, and even the latitude, respective to the equator, right? Because the higher you go, the more humid, the cooler the weather is, and in certain areas, you really get to see a huge difference between starting out way out in the tropics. It's hot and humid, you hear all the birds, and there's insects, and everything's out to kill you. And you start going up, you get towards first like the oak tree style biomes, I guess you could call it, and then you start transitioning over to these pine trees, which is what you see here. So these altitudes here in real life should be around, I think, 2,000 meters, which is about 6,000 feet. So, you know, it's one of the really cool things about driving around in Mexico, and I think that's one of the things that we've also really strived to capture the feel of that in this map mod. So yeah, we haven't focused too much in like freeway driving and all that stuff. Frankly, it's not as cool as it is in the U.S., I'll admit. But hey, there's something else. Now this road here to the left goes to some other areas east of the state of Durango. That's a really interesting road because it's like super destroyed. And I admit there are roads like that in Mexico. I've traveled them before. It's a little sketchy if you're not used to it. But yeah, we'll probably get to see that in later on. But right now I'm just traveling this one. And hey, if you see some kind of an error or something that's kind of like really striking, and I don't catch it, let me know in the comments. Just let me know what minute or second you saw it, or you know, it really helps us out to make sure that we're delivering, right? So let's see here. This is where all the curbs start right here. Maneje con precaución. It's drive with caution. A lot of those text-based signs in Mexico, they're a little weird. There's some really dumb ones too that just like say like, oh, don't leave rocks in the pavement. Which, to be fair, a long time ago supposedly, people would leave rocks. Like if your car was like, if you stalled on the highway, and you would put rocks like cones almost to signify that you were stopped there. And when they would move the cars later on with the what's that called? Oh no, I forgot the word. I have it in Spanish. I don't know it in English. I'm sorry. The tow truck. There you go. The tow truck would tow the car away. They'd kind of leave the rocks there. So that's kind of where they got that from. Here, let's show this camera. Oh, that's loud. That might be a little too loud. There we go. But see, this camera really shows the extent of the landscape here. I just love that aspect of this thing. It's great. And oh, I have it in miles. Oh, hold on. I do like switching it over to oh no, not that. 2 kilometers per hour when I'm driving in Mexico. Because Oregon just wait, is this? Oh, it's gameplay, dummy. Because Oregon did just release not too long ago, I admit I was playing around Oregon a little bit. So I did switch it over back to miles. Let's see, where is it? Language. No. Oh, there you are. I saw length. I'm like, what? But yeah, all right, there you go. All right. Oh, well, oh no, what are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not very professional at this. I'm sorry. There we go. So I just wanted to be able to see the speed limit, as long as I actually said it correctly here. And I think the signs say something different, so I might need to check that in the editor. Might as well take a screenshot. And of course, if you're noticing, I'm not caring too much about the speed limit. I got places to be. Alright, here's a new little town. Puente de Pehuanes. It's the name of the bridge there. Here we go. Alright, so it should be 30 here. I remember setting it correctly. No? No? Oh man, well, there you go. Tepehuanes, little town here. Man, I thought I said it correctly. Alright, well then, there's a screenshot. Alright. I should go back into this little camera here. Alright. Little makeshift kind of roundabout-ish thing there. There are a lot of those little statues in Mexico. They try to... Some places they try to beautify the streets and stuff and so forth. Alright, let's go. Oh, so the speed limit doesn't appear here. I think I may have messed up something around there. Because I remember going through that not too long ago. Okay, there we go. Back to 70. Okay, that's good. And that's a good speed for this road, honestly. It's not it's a little curvy, but it's not... No, it's not impossible either. It's not too bad. And here's this little speed limit sign. 40. Does it change? They don't. Oh, but you know what? I might have left it that way because there are a lot of times where the speed... Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I didn't do anything. There are a lot of times where the speed limits are set kind of arbitrarily for some reason, and people just drive way faster than the speed limit shows. So if you do see that around the mod, it might be because we did it on purpose. But as you saw earlier, there was a case where I did mess up. So you know, cut me some slack. I'm trying my best. I have a day job, but anyway. Oh, these places are really nice. I say that like I haven't been here in a while, I guess. Let's see. Yeah. Ooh. There's a little error with the terrain down there. I don't know if you noticed. There we go. That bridge looks like it could use some supports. Yeah, carreras. The reason I wanted to start with this area is because we haven't touched this area in a long time, actually. Almost a year, I think. It's been quite some time. So yeah, there we go. Let's go. Yeah, you got to be careful sometimes with driving these roads with those trailers because we do make them that narrow on purpose because there is if you notice, and anyone that's been in the editor actually knows that this type of road is actually, like, in the editor it says do not use, and that's because later on when they made the, if I remember correctly, when they made the rescale, go back in here, when they made the rescale, they made the new road types, the US ones, and they made one that has a 1 meter wide shoulder. And the one that doesn't have a shoulder, I believe they marked as do not use. But that road works surprisingly well for a lot of these stretches of road here in Mexico because they look and feel just as they are in real life. So we use it a lot. The one problem with it is that it doesn't have the shoulder, because there's a little activation button that you could put to like make a better transition between the asphalt and the actual, what's it called, and the pavement. So yeah, oh boy, do I know what's going on here. You know what, I haven't updated my map. No wonder. Okay, hold on. So the sign below, well, before, did say 80 kilometers per hour. It should be saying now 80. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Since I really don't want to edit the map, I'll just do this later. I guess I'm pretty sure I did. No, hold on. 10:06. Yeah. Yeah, this is one I did later. What a dumb person you are. Come on. You could do it. Oh, but that's the edit. Jeez. Okay, here we go. I'm so sorry for the inconveniences caused by this. Oh, bummer. I closed that. Truck. There we go. Wait, why are you? I've never actually opened it with that. What is this thing? Oh, you guys are having fun with me today. I'll just do this. Yeah, whatever. I don't have very many games. Here we go. Alright, good. I'm so sorry about that. That's a bit of a bummer that happened. Oh yeah, this image is submitted by someone that took a really nice picture of this area. Alright, here we go. Yeah. So if that worked and I didn't forget to update my map, it should now say 80 kilometers per hour and not 90. Yeah, there you go. You got it right. There we go. Worth it. I'm sorry about that. All right, let's go. Gas. Okay, no. I was gonna start with my memes already. All right. So a lot of times when you'll be driving in Mexico, you see all these signs like disminuye su velocidad, so slow down. You see that a lot over there. Poblado próximo is like cities coming up in 500 meters. Santiago Papasquiaro. Shout out to the people of that town. I had some childhood friends that their family was from this area. You say there's a lot of scorpions here. I don't know, I've never been there. I've been in the state of Durango, but just not in this area. Let's go. And yep, speed bumps galore in this country, unfortunately. Or everywhere. Let's go. I'm in a hurry. Oh, this next little section here, I like this next section. It's a pretty nice incline up the mountain. You got a climbing lane in there. Good stuff. Here we go. So, oof, I'm taking that a little fast. So one thing that I was thinking about, you know, if people like what I'm showing off or just want to talk to me in general while I'm doing this this kind of testing of the map, you know, I thought, well, maybe it'd be kind of cool to do a stream, you know, even if there are just like 5 or 10 people at most watching it. You know, I think it'd be kind of cool to, like, if I'm driving and you guys see something, or like, hey, what's that, or why do they do that in Mexico, or so forth. You know, if anyone would be actually interested, because I do got a test. I'm gonna be just spending time driving around. If anyone wants to see a little stream and join along, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could manage doing that. Don't have any experience doing any of those, but I'm pretty sure I could find out how. So yeah, if anyone's interested in that, go ahead and leave a comment or leave a message in the forums, because I do plan to post this on the forums. That's probably how you're gonna find out. So yeah, we'll see about that. Oh, I gotta bring this down. See how back in that town we were in like this grassland area. Now we're back up in the forest. So really, I mean, that was short. That wasn't much of a difference in altitude in the game, but because of the whole scale thing, right? But really, that should have been much longer in real life. And sometimes we do exaggerate the height a little bit, just to get that feeling of what it is in real life, right? Some people have complained to us actually, saying like, hey, you know, the route from Mazatlan to Durango is like 6 hours in game time. In reality, if you take the highway, it should be like 3 hours at most. Like, why is it so long? But we did that to be able to put more of the feel in the actual trajectory that you go when you go through that route or route. I don't know how to pronounce that. And you'll probably notice that all throughout our map that we do focus a little more on the feeling you get on traveling through these roads, and really we thought of it as a way to like show off the natural beauty and just I don't know, the vibes you get about driving through this country. It's amazing. I truly love it. I can't wait to do another. There's a couple of places I need to go still in Mexico. Nuevo Ideal. Oh, I fixed something that was going on here. Whoa. Calm down, boy. Now I am going a little fast through those speed bumps. Forgive me, I just don't care right now. I'm bug testing. Leave me alone. There we go. And in case anyone's wondering there, I do have here the... What is it? Logitech? I have the box up there. G29 with its little respective shifter and pedals in there. Got it used from some guy. Cool dude too. And it was practically new too. I mean, if you're ever interested in getting one of those and don't have too much money, you're better off looking at like Craigslist. You'll be surprised what you find. That's how I got this one. Let's see, 40 kilometers per hour. Does this? It's probably not going to slow down here. Yeah, I did it on purpose. So here on these speed bumps, what we did, because there's no in-game option to make it so that cars slow down there, we actually put a stop sign under the actual road just to simulate how cars stop a little bit to go over the speed bumps. Now, speed bumps are pretty big in Mexico, bigger than your average one in the US. I don't know about Europe. I'm sorry, I've never been there. I do want to someday though. And so the only way we were able to simulate that was more or less like with the stop sign, right? Is that if anyone from SES is watching this, if you want to help us make a good speed bump like that, we'd totally appreciate it. Thank you very much. But oh, here we go. Disminuye su velocidad. Slow down. There's the next town right here, Canatlan. Anyway, so because of those stop signs, I could leave it at 80 kilometers per hour, and cars are still going to slow down because of the stop sign that the AI traffic is obeying, right? So I'm not too worried about it that way. Let's see here. Going over to speed bumps. We took a little bit of a creative liberty around here. This kinds of areas are not very... Well, they're not supposed to be like this. You might notice some detail. Like I went over the sidewalk there. Oh, I didn't change the speed limit here. Oh, I remember. I didn't get to this town. Oh, yeah. This is something I still need to do. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, and yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, good sir. Let's go this way. You do notice how we do take a couple of creative liberties here and there to do certain effects, right? You're not really supposed to use these things that way, but you know, it works out, and it just you know, you gotta have the creativity for it. Again, I did come from working on making a big city in Minecraft, and when using a game like that to make a realistic city like that, with even our freeways and our highways were like real size, and the curbs were huge because it's, you know, the speed limits for those freeways are supposed to be, well, you're supposed to design the highway for those speed limits, right? You have to take a lot of creative liberties to show off like a certain detail with the tools you have. Here with the editor, it's a lot of the same stuff. We don't have all time for this, so instead of modeling all these different things like SES would do, well, because I mean it's their job, right? We do take a couple of those creative liberties, as I'm going to call them there. What's this place? Guadalupe Aguilera. Okay, so just a little side town, just to stop you with those speed bumps. You might say, hey, it's so slow to go through Mexico. Well, yeah, that's the way it is. There are freeways here and there. There's just a lot of toll roads. It's a lot like going through, I think, France in ATS 2, how you start gaining speed and then suddenly, oh, there's another toll road, and sorry, another toll booth, and one and another, and so forth and so forth. That's kind of how it's going to be here in Mexico, unfortunately. A lot like France in that sense. Take a right. So I'm actually going to go on this road. Here, let me bring the map here. I'm actually going to go through this road up north all the way to Parral in Chihuahua. I'm just going to make it all the way to Durango, and I'm going to go up here. I do want to test this road because I did do some changes on this again not too long ago. And that's a freeway. We're going to be traversing that much faster. All right, let's go. And This looks like a freeway, but it's not going to be that way for very long. Ooh, there's another detail. If anyone noticed, if anyone's been to Mexico, those red and yellow stores are really common in Mexico. They're called Oxxo. It's like a 7-Eleven in Mexico. We did change I believe all of the signs, like the brandings. We did change that over to fake brands, more or less based on what the real ones, just like what pretty much every other game does. Reason being, you know, we don't want to get in trouble with any brands and so forth. You know how the whole Europe thing's been if you've been into that. So yeah, we just trying to make sure we stick with the times, right? Unfortunately, that's how it is. All right, where are you going? Left or right? Good. And I believe we are approaching the city of Durango. This was the first big city. Actually, Eblum did this whole city here. He's in the majority. I just detail things after he does the basic stuff, especially when it comes to all the road details. Really versed in highway engineering and all that stuff. So you could ask me all that good stuff there. Come on. Oh, they stopped. Oh, I know why. See, that's what I was telling you. But this traffic light, sorry, this stop sign is a little weirdly placed, so we can fix that. Alright, what are you doing, Plaster and Sons? So, my load does tell me to go this way, but I'm not going to follow that. I'm just testing, so please forgive me if I'm not following along with the game, right? And if you are watching, it's probably just because you want to see part of the map too, anyways, huh? Here we go. Let's take a left. Oh no! There we go. Alright, 110. I can't even go that fast. Ooh! Grass in the road. Those, I remember when we first started doing this stuff, we didn't know how to fix that. And we still have a couple of those like that we've just left over the year. Well, not the years. What are you talking about? Hasn't been that long. But yeah, we gotta fix all those, right? Oh no, what am I doing? See, there's another one. Then this interchange. This was the first interchange I did in this game. Out of all of the ones that I did, and I hate it. It's big and wide, yeah, but it's a little weird and it's not very Mexican. And Mexican interchanges are a little weird. Oh, tip. If you do see these little small speed bumps, it's probably because you gotta slow down. Here we go. You got a little toll booth. Now these little toll booths are makeshift. We actually did this... Oh. Like just piecing things together in Editor. I mean, we are trying to get a proper, what are they called again? Prefabs to like match like the actual Mexican toll booths and stuff like that. But well, I mean, we are still a little ways ahead. So for now, we just did those. It's just using a bunch of things that are already included in the actual map. So. We'll get there. So this freeway is known as the Durango, what was it? Oh no, I forgot the name of the city. Durango Torreon Highway. And unfortunately, like the freeways are numbered in Mexico, but most people know them by like their name, which is in this case Durango Torreon. So and this was, I think this is already part of the last release we did. Before like the most recent ones we did just not long ago, because I know this is already out right now, and honestly I already saw a few details here I gotta fix too, so you're probably gonna see a little update there. But I like this highway. It's a cool highway. There is a detail with some of the signs. If you got a keen eye, you might notice it. I already fixed that. It's just that on this road I haven't updated the whole stretch. But you should see that fixed on the next update that we do for this, which should be very soon. We do plan to re-release the base map once we release the newest extension, which is the Aguascalientes extension. Oh, I should be. Let's not be a left lane hog there. And you know what? If you see any details that you're curious about or want to learn something, go ahead and leave notes in the comments there, and I'll try to get back to you. I do like the valleys here. Good stuff. Oh boy, oh boy. Watch it, watch it. There you go. Dude, this little area here, there. At one point, we had to put a toll booth here, but then we were like, nah, it's too close to the other one, and we just left the building in there. Little small detail there. Because there are like 4 toll booths along this stretch in real life. I just thought it was excessive. I should have fixed that. There's a little bridge. Ooh. Oh, and that's another detail. If anyone from SES software is watching this video, a little tip. If I were you, I'd try to put some kind of like little bumps on the bridges, you know, where the bridges do have like seams, but well, they're the expansion joints. And when a car passes through those, you know, it makes a little noise, sometimes even bump. And we put those bumps; those were a little extreme. I do gotta fix those. Those I already have on my checklist. I think the ones coming up are gonna be a little better. But we try to simulate that. I like that, those kinds of details. Here we go. Little bumps. Next toll booth. Ooh, I should get some gas. And a bit. Ooh, that little statue monument thing in the middle. That's kind of common in different places in Mexico. A lot of the freeways that were built around the 90s have those monuments. Call it the Monumento a la Solidaridad, or the Solidarity Monument. That's a staple of the government in that time. They did do a lot of good stuff though. All right, here we go. Come on! Oh, I thought I already changed that sign. This whole area, man, I like this area. It's good stuff. Just you see the big, tall, rising mountains on the edges of the valleys there. It's one of the great things about this place. And in real life, of course, it looks like that. Might just be a little smaller here in the game, but it's just the details with scale here. All right, let's shift up. You know, I think I'm gonna make it all the way to the state of Chihuahua. Yeah, that's more or less an idea. Let's see. You know, if you don't like these videos too, let me know. If you think they're like, nah, you talk too much, or they're too long, or whatever. Like, legit, let me know. It's good stuff. I mean, I'm testing. I gotta do this anyway, but. Alright, let's. This little area, when I first did it, I actually had to put more bumps on this one. Because in real life, it does feel a little jittery when you cross this place. It's like not very well done. Some of them, like, you notice that you, like, the truck jumps up and down in some of the stretches on highway. It's probably because it is like that in real life. Or just, you know, there's a lot of imperfections on the roads. It's, at least in Mexico, you see it quite a bit. So, you know, you get a little bit of that simulation in this thing. Of course, this one's pretty good. This is not a bad road at all. Man, those mountains. Am I going to good speed? Yeah, I'm going to good speed. Alright, so coming here up into the next toll booth. This is the last one of the stretch. We're close to reaching the city of Torreon. Should I take a trip into Torreon? Nah, right now I want to get all the way to... Oh shit. I'm so sorry. There we go. Just slowing down. Into the toll booth. Ooh, this is a bit narrow. I made it. The right one is a little wider, and I did leave that space in the middle in case you have a wide load, so you don't have to go in through there. Again, hopefully that should be fixed once we do get, eventually, the new prefabs, but like the people that have been helping us with it, they have been busier in the like. You hear those gears. This next spot here, we're gonna get to one of my favorite interchanges in the whole map mod. I had a lot of fun doing this one. Probably the biggest, widest interchange in the whole map. It's and I think I mentioned it before. Mexico is not very well known for its big, wide, spanning interchanges, unlike the U.S. But this one's all right. It's not too bad. And I did put a little nice detail. Instead of just closing the way straight, I did put like a construction sign and so forth. We sometimes like doing that. So you will see it says Obra en Proceso, which is construction in process. Let's going left here. Going towards Chihuahua. That looks about right. Those bumps there just to let you know, hey, you shouldn't go so fast. This detail. And let's go. So you do have to slow down a little bit in interchange. It's not wide sweeping like the US ones, but it's still not too bad. Maybe something more like what you see in Europe, I guess, based on what I've seen in pictures and all that stuff. Mexico really is way more European-ish than the U.S. or Canada is. The cities are just much more narrow. People are more closely dense. It's dense living in the big cities. I got to live in Guadalajara, for example. It's a nice city. I actually really liked it. Only recently moved back to the States, to Phoenix, Arizona, to be exact, because of the job. It's nice out here. It's just, well, really hot for one, but it is. It's such a huge city, and the population density is just so low. Like, it really feels like a small town here, honestly, in some parts. Alright, here we go to the next toll booth. This is not bad. I hadn't driven this here since I redid this toll booth, I think. So we just got those bumps letting us know there's something up ahead. The left one is wider. And for those of you that have a keen eye for the editor, ooh, it's a little far away. This road is not 3 lanes wide. We just put lane markings on top of the terrain. The terrain is just painted with asphalt. So we do cheat a lot in that sense. But hey, it's not cheating. It's called creative liberties. Let's just call it that way. It's convenient. But yeah, and again, if any of you know a little bit of the editor, we did make a couple of well, they're called buildings in game, but it's like basically like walls you could stretch. We made lane markings, different widths, and if you had a good eye in the interchange we just passed, we actually had cross hatching. It's when they put like those thick lines on the edges of on the shoulder, or like the V's, the chevrons on the what is it, gore point, I think it is, forget. So and that's all done by hand in the editor. You gotta actually draw out the lines, and it's a lot of work, but I really like the result, so I keep doing it. You might also notice, again, if SES is watching, wink wink not judge, the line markings on a lot of these highways is a little wider than the standard in ATS. That's because Mexico does use, I believe it's 6-inch wide markings. They are, if I remember correctly, I'm not sure if it's 15 or 20. I think it's 15 centimeters wide. I might be wrong. And the ones in game look like they're using 10 centimeter wide markings, which resemble more or less the California ones, which I think is where they started, of course. Though California did not too long ago change the way they mark their highways. They're also changing it now to the wider standard, the 6-inch width instead of the 4-inch width. So hey, if SES is watching, again, I think you should make your lines a little wider. I think it would look a little more realistic, honestly, because most states in the country do use a wider markings. Oregon, I believe, doesn't. So there's that. Let's put some gas here. Little makeshift rest stop here. Not too shabby. I gotta change the gear. Oh. There we go. So I am gonna just leave it to the city of Parral, Chihuahua, which should be really close now. I don't know how long I've been at this. Probably an hour at most. And you could skip around. I don't mind. Trust me. Ooh, look at that. That curbside is crooked. Let's fix it. Alright. Good thing I stopped. And you know what? Before I do that, let's change that. I don't need it to be day. I mean, I don't need it to be night. Alright, let's go. So we gotta return. That's to go the other way. Maybe I should put some signs here, like indicating, like, oh, you should go that way. And here, I can turn this way. Basically, gotta go back to where we started. Those little arrows are on the actual prefab. Oh, little arrow with the train there. All right, let's go. Hold on, I gotta accelerate. Oh, this acceleration lane is absolute horrifying. But I do not plan to change it because that's how it is in real life, unfortunately. Again, Mexico, such a great place to drive. You'll be surprised at all the problems you'd see in this country. It's beautiful, but it's an adventure. I feel for the truckers in this country. They have a good time, to put it lightly. I have an uncle who's a trucker, actually, but in California. He does say that whenever he's gone down to Mexico to drive, he's like, oh boy, here we go again. Because you just see so many different things like that, unfortunately. Let's turn off our headlights there. This area, though, I love this area. Like, it just feels so... Oh, I don't want to crash. Hold on. So expansive. It's just how it is in real life. And you know what? I liked how in Oregon they did a couple of those details. I remember, like, let's take, for example, California in ATS. Interstate Highway 5 through the Central Valley. Now, if anyone here has ever driven through the Central Valley in California, I know I have. It's super expansive. You can't see the other side. You can only, so even if you're smack in the middle, you can't see either side. There's no mountains in the distance, apparently. And it's just straight driving. Interstate 5 is so boring through the Central through the Central Valley, that if I were in LA going to San Francisco, even if it would take me an hour more, I would rather go through the Central Coast, through the 101. It's just much more interesting. But I feel, well, I mean, because of the render distance, they didn't want so many things just appearing out of nowhere. I believe that's why they did, like, the highway curves a little bit. You can see, like, little hills here and there, just to kind of hide the fact that the game has to be drawing the things in the distance. And I could totally see that like, why you would think that way. It makes sense. It's, you know, it's the decision they had to take at that point. But I don't know, I kind of prefer seeing, I don't really care so much if way out in the distance I'm seeing all the things being drawn into the image. As long as everything looks more or less how it is, you know. Like here you can't see way out there. You could, I don't know, it's just expansive. It reminds me just of how it is in real life. I kind of like it a little more, and I noticed that in Oregon, they kind of went that way as well. I don't know if it's because they're like, okay, well, I mean, computers are more beefy now than they were before. They've been detailing things a little more in that sense, but you know, I really like that direction. Oregon overall, to me, was really good, and I haven't traveled it so much, but it looks really good. I'm happy with their result there. It's not too bad. Oh, again, this is one of those things where I just marked, like hand drew the lines there. The yellow crosswalks are kind of common in Mexico. Oh, that sign's a little weird. Oh, what are you doing? Hold on, hold on. Oh, hold on there. Here we go. Unfortunately, there is no highway. What's it called? Highway bypass. There you go. I was forgetting the word. Kept thinking of the word in Spanish again, el libramiento, which literally means bypass. Here we go. We're going right. So going straight would lead you to the city of Chihuahua, then to Ciudad Juarez, which is right on the border with El Paso, Texas. Now, the idea is once we do once we release this update that I believe should be coming out next week, actually. We are starting to work on the state of Chihuahua. It's a big state, but it's not as dense as other states we've done. And the idea is to connect it to New Mexico. You got a connection through Deming, New Mexico. And Las Cruces doesn't have a port of entry into Mexico. But, and you might have noticed from this, and some of you probably already know too. Oh boy. We do plan to make this southern section of Texas. As you may have noticed, I do live in the U.S. I'm American. I know my details of the U.S. Evelyn is Mexican, but has traveled through the U.S. more than I have. We know our stuff more or less, and we hope to be able to do it justice. You know, hopefully we'll do a good job. And if you see something you don't like in there, let us know and scream at us and throw claws at us or whatever. Just let us know, right? Try to do your best. Oh, what is with that speed limit? 145? What? Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, 145, is that 90 miles per hour? I said speed limit 90, but according to me, those should be in kilometers. Why is... Oh, I know. Ooh, that's a good detail. So in the, I believe, I'm not too sure, again, Evelyn is the one that knows more about this. I believe in the state parameters, you can change the way the speed limit is. Like, you can set it to kilometers or miles, I believe. I'm not too sure. Might be wrong. Might be laughing at me. And this might not be set correctly. So, ooh, great thing I caught this right now. Because it should be 90 kilometers per hour, not 145. Oh boy! Oh! What happened there? What? Oh, hold on. Let's try to see. Was it this? Is there literally a wall? No. What just happened there? I'm gonna have to look in the editor. See, this is why you test. So there are those little barriers, but I mean, well, not barriers, but like the little tiny little bumps there. But I mean, you've seen me go through so many others with no issues, and at high speeds. So I wonder what's up with that. And really, I put them there because you know, you're going fast on the highway, and then you get these sharp turns. So it's just letting you know, hey, slow down. And I think, like, for people that don't know Spanish or don't know Mexican road signs, I think it's also really useful. Like, if you start noticing those bumps, it's like, oh, maybe I should slow down, right? Of course, a lot of the signs are just picture signs. You don't really need to read much. Oh, I didn't mention this, and I was gonna mention it before. When I was talking about the road marking line width. So how did we do it? How did we make wider lines? Because you may notice that the ones on the edges are wider, but the white broken lines in the middle are not wider. That is because we're literally putting stripes on the road, extra stripes on there. It's a bit of a hassle, but it works, and honestly, we don't know how to do it without affecting the US lane markings as well. So we're just going to leave it that way. If anyone knows and is willing to help us out to make it so that in Mexico you see the wider lines, we would totally super appreciate it. We are literally still learning how to do things. We only started last year with this whole editing thing. So this is the city of Parral. This is a really cool city. I really like the way this one turned out. Roundabouts galore. Thank God SES added roundabouts. Let me see if I could get down there. Hold on. Well, let's just drive. This is such a nice city. Take a right. Kenworth. This is an old mining city in real life. Oof. Hope I'm going a good direction here. That's what I wanted to see. There's this canal. You could drive down there as well. I want to see if I could get down to that canal actually. It's a little tricky. Oh, I'm not looking left. And this city, honestly, is really easy to get lost in. There's a little tunnel here, too, I want to see if I can get to. Can I take a right? No, I can't. But I mean, I don't mind getting lost right now. I'm showing you around. I just really like this place. And I hadn't driven through it, so might as well. There's that little canal that I was talking about. Ooh, let's hit the wall. I think if we go right, if I remember correctly. There we go. There's like a little bypass for the town. Let's see this way. Street vendors there. We got our speed bumps. Typical and delicious speed bumps. Uh-oh. That's a huge bug right there. Good thing I caught it. I'm telling you, I hadn't driven through this. Oh, there's another one right there. This whole section. Okay, we need to fix this whole section. Emblem! You done messed up. Alright. But you know, that's why this detailing is for. That's what it's for, my bad. I spent like 10 years living in Mexico, so sometimes my English is a little weird. I'm sorry. I retained the pronunciation though, that's good. A lot of my friends over there actually spoke English too, so that was pretty cool too. And you'd find it funny, like a lot of them learned through video games. Like they didn't even go to school. It's crazy what video games do. What sucks now though, that like all the video games are now in Spanish as well, so kids aren't learning English through video games anymore. Man, I couldn't find that tunnel. What the heck? Oh, you're gonna get to TS interchange. Parral, zona centro. It's the downtown there. If you ever see centro anywhere, it means downtown. That word centro is everywhere in Mexico. You see it everywhere. is it? It's 9:15. I sleep way too early. So, I can't find this tunnel entrance. Oh, there it is. Haha. And again, forgive me for driving the wrong way there. Sorry for passing the traffic light. That's not my purpose right now. Ooh. Trailer damage. So you could go either way here. Hold on. To the left is this mine that you could go to. Sorry about that. You can go over there to leave a cargo. So that's gonna be probably only used for this canal road, honestly. But I'm just showing you around, so I'm gonna go back this way. And it's cool. I like this place. Here, can I do this? Yeah, I can. Let's just do that. One thing though that I don't like about driving in this kind of camera is that I can't really tell when I have to change the gears on this. Oh. These are not built for trucks, and that's not on purpose actually. It's but it's nice. Oof. Can't stress it enough. It's nice. We got that. Oh, I know where the... Oh. And there we go. And that way is back to the tunnel. So yeah, this city is a bit of a mess, but hey, it's a nice mess. I like it. Oh, I think you can't... Oh, okay, you can do that. Okay. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because you can't take right here, but you can take a left on the next street. Yep, that leads you toward Chihuahua. Though, I will say that, this... Oh, no, you can go... Oh, you could that way. Okay. I can tell I didn't make this. I should go back in here. Again, drive like that. Though I should say that we will be able to go straight that direction where it says Santa Barbara. Emblem is actually making that right now. But that's going to be a really, really nice windy road. But anyway, so I think I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you learned anything... Oh, there's some bugs right here already. Huge bugs here. Oh, but this is... I know why this is like this. Okay, no, this is fine. This is work in progress anyway. So if you guys enjoyed the content here, if, go ahead and leave a like, let me know, or whatever. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. There will be both Spanish and English videos in this channel, so if you don't mind, if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. And hopefully you also learned something. And if you want to learn something like editor-wise, let us know too. I mean, we wouldn't mind giving little tutorials here and there about like the kind of weird stuff we do here and there. So yeah. So I'm gonna stop it right here. Oh boy. Yeah, let's go with a bang right there. Anyway, catch you guys later.